everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome. I need a good intro here. I'm not so good at this. My name is Joni. This is the Knitting Attorney podcast, episode something. I have already lost count, but yeah, this is where I talk about my knitting progress, finished objects, stuff I haven't finished, my laziness. So I'm gonna just put it out there. I haven't done this in a couple of weeks. Last week I did more of a New Year's finished objects of 2021 and what I'm bringing into 2022. So please go check out those videos because I think they were very fun, for myself at least. And so this week I'm back to my normal videos, and truth be told, my heart isn't totally in it, so I apologize if you noticed that. I also apologize for the lighting because it is horrendously dark and gross outside. But yeah, so I am currently isolating at home because my parents have some sort of cold symptoms or something, and they called me up on Friday, I believe, and were like, we're feeling sick, and I had just seen them on Tuesday, and so I rushed out to get a COVID test, and I'm still waiting on the results. So also, if I get a phone call in the middle of this, I'm gonna have to answer it. Yeah, fingers crossed that's negative, because as much as I would like to not have to go anywhere, I don't like not being able to go anywhere, if that makes sense. So yes, that's where I'm at. I did wake up today with some congestion and a bit of sniffles and a headache, but I'm feeling okay. So hopefully it's just in my head. So yeah, knitting. So I worked on 3 projects this week and sadly didn't finish any of them, but I will share. So my first project is my Harvest Tea by Ozetta, and I'm still in the place I was basically last time I talked about it, just a few rows further. I think I misspoke in my earlier videos and said I was working on the front. I think this is the back. It doesn't really matter what order you work them in this kind of thing, because you're just dividing equal number of stitches. You can do front first, back first, whatever, but I just follow in the order the pattern tells me, and yeah, this is the back. But anyway, so yeah, at the moment this has just gone from a very boring stockinette in the round to stockinette flat, and I have about 30 more rows to complete until I actually divide for the shoulders. So yes, I always talk about this one, but yeah, the yarn is Euro Yarns Belviso in the shade Miranda, and it's very lovely. I'm hoping to get some more exciting progress on this one soon, but it hasn't exactly been t-shirt weather, so it's been a little bit less inspiring. Yeah. So my second project that for some reason I've been the most excited about working on over this last couple of weeks, and this is my Moonlit shawl. This is by Darling J'adore, and it's made out of Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK, and as you can see, it is quite a bit larger than last time I talked about it. It's actually sort of starting to look like a shawl, minus the fact that it's kind of all crammed onto these needles. But yeah, so at the moment it is really just this simple stockinette with these lines of whatever you call this, like a lace pattern going down. And there's 3 of those, and it's just kind of increasing until it's at its full size, and then there will be a lace border with noops, which I have never knitted before, so we will definitely have an interesting time making those. But yeah, I'm really liking how this is going. I'm just like annoyed by this kind of shawl shape because I can't really see a vision of what it's going to turn into because it's just kind of a weird, misshapen lump of fabric. But I'm having faith because the design is just really pretty. The way it goes with the lace, it creates sort of a jagged, spiky end. I just hit myself in the face with this knitting needle. Anyway, yeah, that combined with the color and just these kind of like, I don't know, I always find that these kinds of rows of holes down the center of a shawl kind of remind me of like a spine, like vertebrae. And so all of that combined and the darkness of it gives it a kind of like subtle, like gothic kind of feel to me, which I think is pretty cool. It makes me feel very dark and spooky and edgy, which is totally what I am. Can you tell I was a little bit of a edgy kid in high school? So yes, that is going really well. I only have about 20 rows left before I start on that lace border, so each row gets a little bit bigger, and at the end of that I'll have about nearly 300 stitches on my needle, so talking about in rows doesn't really mean much, but it's getting there. I don't think it'll take me that very long to finish, and hopefully, I shouldn't even say this because every time I say I'm going to try to have a finished object for you guys, YouTube audience, I never do. So I'm not going to say it. I'm going to keep quiet. So yeah, my last whip that's sort of gotten my attention this week is my Towns sweater, also by Ozetta, and there's so many ends here that it's just like a little bit difficult to pick it up. But yes, oh my gosh. So last time I was just working in the round. It's very similar to that Harvest Tea in that it's worked bottom up, so there's kind of a lot of boring stages, but I have gotten a lot done. So I was just working the body in the round, and I thought, you know, it'd be nice if I could just get to like splitting for the front and back and the armhole, and I completed the back. So this isn't the most aesthetically pleasing with my stitches here on just some orange yarn, and these are the neckline stitches, and this is the other shoulder, so not looking the cutest, but I am currently working on the front side of it here, and it's going to be a similar thing, and Kitchener stitch these shoulders together. So yeah, unfortunately, not exactly the most pleasing thing to look at, but if you can kind of envision how this guy will look, it's just kind of big and oversized and soft. And this yarn is Cece's wool, Peruvian alpaca tweed, which unfortunately I don't think you can get online. I only saw it in store, and she only had like a fairly limited amount of it, so I don't know how limited this yarn is, but anyway, it's a pretty worsted weight alpaca. I love it. But yeah, so this sweater is turning out really pretty, and I made a lot of progress very quickly because once I sort of got past the very repetitive nature of the bottom of it, it became a little bit more exciting to work on. So yes. So I did make a modification, which I feel like I should point out, is that in the pattern you just knit the ribbing at the bottom in the round, but I decided to do a split hem, which was as simple as just casting on half the stitches, knitting to the length I wanted, casting on the second half, knitting to the same length, and then joining him in the round and when I started knitting stockinette. So yeah, not exactly a major modification, but the original pattern doesn't call for that. That was just my choice. So yeah, sadly I was so proud of myself going into filming this video about how much progress I made, but then when I'm trying to hold them up to the camera, I realized they don't look that nice on camera. So, I mean, I'm a trash YouTuber, so we know that already. So, yes, that's just how it goes. Anyway, that's all the knitting. I do have one slight sewing related thing. That's okay to talk about on here, right? It's still crafting. So I decided to be a cool kid and go to Goodwill and go thrifting. And so I bought myself this lovely blazer that I'm wearing here. It's cute, right? I saw it and I was thinking, like, is this like dark academia? Am I a cool kid now? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if there's any actual, like, young, trendy people watching me, because I'm a disgrace. But anyway, so when I got it, it had these massive shoulder pads. And let me just kind of tuck them in there so you can see if I can get that in. That's what she said. So yeah, it came with these kind of linebackery shoulders, and I decided to remove them. And so I actually, when I picked it up, I didn't know how that was done. So I was going to just open it up in the shoulder seams, which I don't know if that's going to show up in camera because it's black. But as you can see, those seams, maybe see, the seams are a little bit complicated, right? And I wasn't really sure how to do it. And so I looked this up on YouTube, and apparently there is a method to this. So what I did was, as you're supposed to do, searched along the seams and the lining of one of the sleeves. And I found a spot where it was stitched on the outside rather than, as you can see, potentially on the other sleeve. Let me find that. Right here, where it's all, the stitches are on the inside. So you find the spot on the sleeve where the lining is top stitched, and that's where you open it up. And that gives you access to pull the innards of the jacket out and remove the shoulder pads. And so I did that. The cutting it open only took me about like 10 minutes tops, and removing the shoulder pads was super easy. The only part that took a little bit longer was getting the lining closed up again, because I couldn't find my black thread and I didn't feel like hooking up my sewing machine with it, so I hand stitched it, and it doesn't look the nicest, but who cares, it's on the inside and it's sturdy enough to not fall apart. But yeah, so I thought I would just share that little thing, because while I didn't really do a whole lot, I mean, it was something cute and crafty, and I don't know if you can see how cute this is. I love it. It's definitely got that kind of cool oversized blazer look that's trendy now. I don't know. I'm trash. Anyway, so yeah, maybe at some point I'll get back into sewing. I haven't done that in a while. So I used to sew a lot. I took sewing classes at FIT in high school, and I used to like try to sew a lot of my own clothes with kind of mixed results, but I don't know, I think it'd be fun to get back into making stuff other than just knits, so stay tuned and see if that happens. maybe I'd be cooler if I did that. Maybe I'll do a thrift flip. Anyway, yes, so I will see you next week, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more alive then. So please, if you enjoyed this video or any of my other videos, please subscribe. It would make me really happy. I literally have a big smile on my face anytime I get a new subscriber, and it's just very special to me. But obviously if you don't like my videos, I'm not gonna tell you to subscribe, but if you do, please, it would make me happy. Yes, and follow me on social media and all that stuff. Hit the bell for notifications. Obligatory YouTuber, whatever, rant, outro. Okay, bye-bye.